you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
Raidernation, what is going on? Coming to you live. Myself, RAIDERCODY, and my guy, Samoan Raider. What is up, bro?
What's good, man? I can't wait to talk about these picks, man.
We've had a roller coaster ride, dude. It's
Yeah.
been emotional. I've been stressed, and it's kind of the point now where I'm going through like bullet points of everything that's happened this week, and I know you're doing the same. And it's like It's been just all over the place for us, dude. All over.
I know it's been a busy week for the Raiders, and I know, I mean, not for like getting big names or whatnot, but like every single moves, trading away players and signing other players that people are questioning about. But it's been a busy week for the Raider Nation, though.
Absolutely, man. So this stream, guys, for everyone watching, this stream is being actually live streamed to both of our channels. So you'll see it under the RAIDERCODY channel and the Samoan Raider channel. If you're not subscribed to either one of ours, you can drop down in the description and subscribe to either one, or search our names, whatever you got to do. And the chat. So shout out to the chat here. Let's pop you guys in here. Shout out to the chat. Been active for the last like 2 days since we started scheduling this thing.
I know, right?
Loyal audience, man. Loyal audience. You know a lot about that, man. But I see you guys in there. Anthony Moreno, Sonjoku, Francisco Alvarez, Demon Child. What up, Demon Child?
Hey. That's one of my dudes in my live stream all the time, man.
There you go. So Samoan Raider, man, we got a lot of free agency to talk about, but you have a little giveaway for us at the end of the show, huh?
Oh yeah, real quick, man. Shout out to Jeswin Johnny. I know he's in the chat right now. He actually wanted to put together a giveaway to everybody that's in the live chat right now, which we will do at the end of the show. It's just going to be a quick question. We're going to be giving away a free t-shirt, hat, and mask to one lucky winner. So be on the lookout for that. You know, all of that just for one person, you know. Got my neck and my back.
Can I win? Can I win?
Hey, you never know, man. But we got something brewing up.
On top of that, while we're getting to it, OneNationFoundation.net. You visit. We got an autographed Fred Biletnikoff jersey here too. Every $10 donations enters you in for a raffle ticket. And then, of course, we're going to pick a winner here once free agency settles down. All proceeds are going to the Biletnikoff Foundation. So, Samoan Raider, man, this chat's going crazy, first of all, but with all of our channels going into it. I want to hear where you guys are listening from. Every single one of you guys in the audience, comment where you guys are listening from, your city, your state, your country, your area code, your street, your address, your social security number. Give it to me. Let's see what we got. So before we got into free agency, Samoan Raider, we released a bunch of guys, right? Released who? Yes, Tyro Williams, saved 11.6. LaMarcus Joyner, 11.2. We released both guards, Incognito and Jackson. I think that saved us like $6 million. And then we traded Trent Brown going into free agency. Was there something in there that shocked you more than the rest, or do you think they were all pretty good moves?
Well, the only ones that shocked me, the Gabe Jackson kind of shocked me, but I know a lot of people were talking about it, you know, like because he was going to free up a lot of money for us. But the one that did shock me was the Rodney Hudson. The news about Rodney Hudson. That was the biggest. I did not see that coming. I mean, right when it happened, I was like, yo, what the hell? But taking a step back, you know, I could understand and see where the Raiders are going in. And I mean, I know we're going to get into it a little bit more. I don't know if you want to talk about it all right now, but I think that was the most surprising move for me so far in this free agency as of players, you know, that we just released.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't release them, but let go from the team.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Shout out to Tighter Raider in the chat. I see your donation. All love and respect. That's what's up. Raider Nation for life. Appreciate the donation. Yeah, there was a lot. It's funny that you're like, oh, you want to talk about it all right now? I have no idea what I even want to talk about right now, dude. It's
just so much to talk about. Like in 1 week, especially for the Raiders, bro. Like, man, we had a lot of we had some good moves, some questionable moves, and I know Raider Nation are up and down with everything that we've done so far in week 1.
Dude, it's all over the map. I can't even hardly keep up here. I see, man, this is what Raider Nation's all about. I see you guys.
Ooh, Australia.
Popping in from Alaska. Also appreciate the donation. Give you guys all a shout out, man. You guys are all over the map here. Shockwave through Raider Nation. So getting into the rest of this. So we went into free agency, clearing out. I mean, who knows what the actual official number was by the time the day started, but around 40 million, I think, if I could, give or take a little bit less. Feeling good, right? The only other
Mm-hmm.
contract I think that was on the iffy list, right? You're looking at contracts that could be shaved or changed, in the mind of Mayock and Gruden. That's kind of where I was trying to think. Mariota was, there was a question mark next to him. Are they going to keep Mariota? Are they going to try and restructure? Are they going to trade him? What's going to happen? And now they're
Yeah.
kind of in like in a standstill. And I know Mariota's your guy. What do you think from here on out? This is kind of, I guess, a key piece to even how the rest of our free agency ends out. Because if I know, off of what I'm going off these websites, no official number yet, they're trying to break down all the contracts. I think we're under $1 million or something in cap space right now in our top 51.
Like at $1 million, bro. That's crazy.
Dude, we're cutting it slim. So I'm not really sure where we go from here, dude. But what do you think about Mariota and keep him? How do you keep him?
Man, that's a tough subject because I know he's family. So,
yeah.
But but first of all,
but family could be good to, because my only thing is, what if he goes somewhere else and gets a bigger payday and a better starting?
I know, huh? Then he could send more money to the family. Then that sounds good though. Man, but first of all, I just want to say shout out to Title Raider for the $1.99 donation. It says all love and respect, and Ryan James for the $5 donation says we don't need eight more decent rookies. Trade up for Sewell. Quality over quantity. Raidernation for life. Repping silver and black in Massachusetts. Yo, shout out to you. But getting back to Marcus Mariota, man, it's a tough situation because, man, I was hyped when we picked him up last season. But going into this season, because I feel like he was a guy that we brought in just in case anything was to happen to Derek Carr. He was a solid quarterback in the only game that he played for us last season. But going into this offseason with how the money is looking, and I know we're like, what, $1 million in cap space. I know there's still other moves that we could do. But man, that $10 million cap hit that we're taking right now going into 2021, I feel like it's best for the team to move on from him. As much as I would love to keep him on the team as a backup, $10 million is like a lot of money for a backup quarterback. And I know that they're trying to restructure his contract for what, $3 million a year, which that's a huge pay cut. If you're getting paid $10 million to $3 million, is kind of tough, man.
And I think he probably loses his incentives, unless that's just his base salary they're trying to cut him down to. I'm not really sure the details of that. But that's probably like the biggest thing. Going down, because you can do cap breakdowns. You can look up, there's a couple, two or three good websites online that breaks down, top Raiders players and their cap compared to, top to bottom, highest to lowest. We have Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota as 1 and 2. And it's like, one of those guys is going to be sitting on the bench, all the time. Both of them aren't going to be playing at the same time. So it's just kind of frustrating. And if you think that, I feel like Derek Carr is the guy. But the only question mark that goes in my head is if we needed somebody to take one snap or one drive or play one game for us, kind of like what he basically did against the Chargers, and keep us in it, then he is probably, a better bet than Nathan Peterman.
Yeah. So, that's the goal right there. Now, but like the money that we would be saving from like either trading Marcus away or even releasing him, we could go get 2 or 3 good players on the defensive side. Like Anthony Harris went for $5 million to, I forgot what team he went to, but a 1-year, $5 million contract. We could get 2 players on a $5 million deal to come over, Richard Sherman or anybody else like on the defensive side. And I know it's kind of tough to look for backup quarterbacks, but we could look in the draft too for one later on in the draft or whatnot. But as long as Derek Carr is there, I don't think we really need Marcus, especially for the amount that we're paying him. But if he did take that pay cut, then we definitely should keep him, but we would have to see if he actually would take that. Yes, sir. Nathan Peterman is the GOAT,
Absolutely. So we had one other guy come in, or should I say we had 2 guys come in before free agency even started. So this is the guys that were eligible before the tampering period to come in and negotiate. One of them was a guy coming out of retirement, Kyle Long. And Kyle Long obviously holds a place for us here, as you can see, my Howie Long jersey. Long jersey, right? A lot of people were photoshopping him on the Howie jersey, and I think we're, I said it from the get-go. I love it for the sentimental side of things, right? Raider Nation loves their alumni, and bringing in an alumni's son it would be amazing. But there's a lot of question marks that surrounded Kyle Long. And of course, the first 3 seasons, what did he play? I think 4 years total. His first 3 seasons were all Pro Bowl seasons, played great. Then his last 4 seasons, He averaged playing like less than 8 games a season. He didn't even play half the time in those last 4 years. And you know what that's like, Raider Nation, having a banged-up offensive line that can't get out there. We had that this year. Richie Incognito, who's not normally known for that, but then Trent Brown being all over the place last 2 years. Not a guy that we necessarily need, right? And I didn't want him to go to Kansas City, but hey, we'll see how that whole thing pans out. But, Kyle Long, Samoan Raider, I don't know, man. It's source subject.
I mean, when he came out of retirement, I mean, everybody was like, yo, we need to get him, especially that because we traded away Trent Brown, our whole offensive line. We were basically getting rid of it, But I wanted him on the team because obviously the Raider connection and whatnot. But I heard that, like, I guess during his workouts or whatnot, he was kind of skeptical because they seen like some of our veteran offensive linemen leaving or whatnot, or trying to leave, like Rodney Hudson. He was trying to get out of there. So I felt like it was a situation he didn't want to put himself into. But the fact that he actually went to the other side of the AFC West, I'm just like, bro, for reals. And the fact that he's wearing 69 is funny in itself as well. Yeah, Kyle Long is trash, bro. Like, he would have been dope. I would have said that he was the best, if he came to the Raiders. But since he's not a Raider, I think he wasn't even that good, He's not
good. We didn't want him anyways. The dude sucks.
We didn't want to, shoot. I mean, we could go in another direction, Brandon Parker is better than him,
Hey, let's go. I'm afraid that because he mentioned something like get in where you fit in. I was kind of wondering if they're trying to make him like play right tackle. That's kind of what I know,
because he's a guard, right? Like a right guard or something?
He can play both, but like he should be, a guard, especially. So we had one other guy, dude, come in, AJ Bouye. And AJ Bouye had, those 1 or 2 big seasons. I think it was with the Jaguars, right? And then he goes to the Texans, and then I think he's been somewhere else since then. Kind of had Broncos. So he fell off a little bit from those Jacksonville days that I remember. AJ Bouye and Jalen Ramsey opposite of him. He's fallen off there a little bit, but I'm still very intrigued because if he's better than the worst person on our roster, I see it as an improvement, and I think he might be better than the guy lining up opposite of Trayvon Mullen at this point. I feel like that could be a safety net. You bring him in, and maybe he's able to play opposite of Mullen until we know for sure. Damon Arnett with question marks surrounding how he's going to develop. Until you see him actually develop, you can't just count on him being like, oh, he's a first-round draft pick, give him time, because there's a lot of buzz out there. You just got to wait and see. Once he proves it, then he could be your dude. In the meantime, I think that'd be a great security blanket on the other side in our secondary. And bringing a veteran in that's played with a lot of good players, I would say we need to pull the trigger because he's still out there.
I agree with you 100%. Again, I want to give a shout out real quick to Sanjit T for the $5 donation. He says, really cool to see both of you guys on together. Appreciate that, brother.
That's a guy. I always see him in the comments.
I know, man. We got to get him up in here sometime. But with AJ Bouye, man, I wouldn't mind bringing him on. I mean, I feel like he'd come on a veteran minimum contract, and he's already played with Gus Bradley. Like you said, he can come in and take the load off of someone like Damon Arnett to be like a starter or whatnot. But I did hear that the Raiders are actually, really pleased with Isaiah Johnson and feel like he's going to play a bigger role on our defense. But I feel like if we could bring AJ Bouye on a 1 year short deal, I feel like he'd be a solid veteran to help these other guys.
Yeah, agreed. So how we've been talking here is this is all before free agency, right? So we're kind of iffy. This is all the question marks surrounding what are we going to do when everything starts. So then free agency starts, dude, and it's kind of slow. We're waiting to see what's happening, right? We're bringing in Kyle Long. Oh, then Donald Penn comes in, dude. Now we don't know. Are we gonna sign him? Is he gonna retire? Bruh. It's like so Raiders to sign the guy.
Donald Penn, coming back.
I remember first day of tampering period. Bring him in. Like, come on, dude.
Hey, he knew what he was doing. He got a little bit of buzz around him. The Raidernation was like, oh shoot, Donald Penn coming back. I was like, I mean, he probably could come back. They probably thought he was gonna come back as a tight end, catching those red zone touchdowns. But I mean, I don't know. But like, what you call it? When he did come, I was like, the whole time I was like, you know what? I wouldn't mind it. If he's gonna come and help the team out. But I did say in one of my videos, I was like, that'd be funny if he actually came and he wasn't even gonna sign with the team. He's probably gonna come for like a stadium tour or something, you know, or something. And some people were saying like he might be retiring. I was like, okay, maybe. But I was like, I thought he would have retired as a Buccaneer, but I guess he loves the Raider Nation that much to come and retire as a Raider.
I think he had some issues over there. But luckily, though, that saved us, right? We're like, okay, so are we not going to do anything day one of tampering period? And then this is the roller coaster ride, man. This is where we hit the top. And we started dropping, and we're like, Yannick Ngakoue, come get some, dude.
You know it, bro. I didn't even think about Yannick the whole time. Like, I was thinking about all these other names, and I forgot all about Yannick Ngakoue. And when I seen him, like, oh, what the I was just like, oh, I was excited. I was like, oh, heck yeah, we got ourselves a pass rusher. Like, the Raiders, they get something done. You know what I mean?
He seems excited, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I mean, he's that leader that we need. I mean, I'm not going to say he's Khalil Mack, but he's the closest thing that we've got to like a really good pass rusher, you know, since. Ooh.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. So we're not going to talk about who it was. Anyways, go ahead. Yeah.
Shout out again to Matthew Armstrong for the $5 donation. He says, love that you guys are doing a live stream. You guys should check out Discord and do this more often. With Discord, you guys can take calls in your stream. I'm pretty sure that Cody knows all about that. I mean, I don't even know about that.
Man. I'm kind of all over it.
But appreciate that though, Matthew, man.
I dipped my fingers in a little bit of everything, so we might have to check out Discord. I think we missed one here too from Stuart.
Oh, did we?
Taylor. What do you think of the rebuild of the defensive line? So that's, I guess, what we can get into now as we're talking about Yan.
Yan.
I can't wait. I can't wait until we're in Allegiant Stadium, like Yan every time he gets a sack.
Bro.
Man, I'm gonna be
hopefully we could be in there. You know.
Hey,
I mean, they're most likely we're gonna be there this season.
They gotta be.
After last season,
he's coming in. He's gonna be 26 years old. He's got a birthday coming up, I think, at the end of the month. So pay attention to that. Make sure you wish him happy birthday. So he's played 5 seasons total, 47 total sacks, 288 total quarterback pressures. That's not normally, something that that's not an average pass rusher. He's a premier pass rusher in the league. What he needs is continuity. He was picking up sacks last year for 2 different teams, while shuffling around with the COVID regulations, not being able to get hands-on learning or, getting embedded into the systems very easily. So I think him coming in here, fresh start, being the dude opposite of Max Crosby, working with Cleveland Farrell, and seeing this little rotation that we have brewing, along with some guys that we signed here in the next couple of days that we're going to talk about. But, man, Yannick Ngakoue, maybe it's just one signing, but that's the game changer, right? That's what.
Bro, that was a huge signing for the team. I mean, like other players you see, they've always played in like one system. This guy's played with Gus Bradley. I mean, he had his best career with him, and then he goes over to the Minnesota Vikings and still balls out, gets 5 sacks with them, and then goes to the Baltimore Ravens and still gets 3 sacks. So he got 8 sacks last season with 2 different teams, 2 different schemes, and man, it just gets me hyped up and excited. And we signed him to a good deal. We basically signed him for what Nelson Aguilar did with the New England Patriots, 2 years, $26 million. I feel like that was a steal for the Raiders, and it was a huge signing for the team.
Yeah, I mean, that was that's what we needed, and that's honestly the rebuild of the defensive line. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it a rebuild necessarily, because the only person we lost was Malik Collins, and I'm not sure that he actually was on the field last year.
It was the guy that we were all hoping he was on the field here and there, but he wasn't really that much of a.
He was, but I never heard his number called. It
was probably like for a penalty or something, maybe.
That was a huge disappointment. I'm glad we can laugh about it now, because during the season, hearing John Gruden, he's like, "Oh, we're only going to go as far as as Malik Collins takes us." I'm like,
I think the biggest move the Raiders have made during this offseason, or I mean, before the offseason, was firing Paul Gunther. So, I mean, the only way to go is up. So I'm really excited. Even for the players that we had last season coming into this season, I'm kind of excited to see what they would do. Corey Littleton, Nick, Morrow, and the rest of the guys. So, I mean, Yannick, he has a rapport with Gus Bradley. So I'm excited to see how that's going to mesh well in Las Vegas.
What's in that comment there? I got my screen all small. I can't read it. What's that say on the screen?
Which one?
The one I highlighted.
From D-Mac?
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. It says, if we get the chance to pick Parsons, look out. This D will be fire.
Ooh, we're getting into the
if he falls to us, I mean, I take him, Micah Parsons, but I don't know if he does. But you know what?
If we trade up. Give
Or
us
we trade
some.
up. But there's a lot of players that every year we say there's no way he's gonna fall that far. Then he ends up falling that
Mhm.
far. CD Lamb was not even gonna go down. Like no one thought he was gonna go to 17, but he
Yeah.
ended up with the Cowboys. DK Metcalf
Yeah.
landed with the Seahawks in the second round. So I mean anything's possible in the NFL draft. So if he does fall to the Raiders, I think that we gotta look into that.
So we need to what we need to do, Raider Nation. I need somebody to Photoshop Parsons smoking marijuana, and then we'll post it to Samoan Raiders YouTube channel. We'll get him to fall real quick.
I say, hey, we gotta talk to Parsons and agent. Hey, we want you to be a Raider, so we gotta put something out there to make you fall down,
It will drop you to the bottom, man. You can only go up.
or just do the Bo Jackson and say, I'm not gonna play for any team but the Raiders,
But the Raiders, that's it. So just skip me. I love it.
Exactly.
So wrapping out Monday, I would say not a boring day because we got a huge signing.
Yeah, Yannick. Yeah, that was a huge signing.
After Yannick, we ended up losing Nelson Aguilar in that period, right, to New England.
Yeah.
Like you just talked about. What do you say? I mean, I'd say it's a good swap, just like you said.
Exactly.
But how do you feel like that put us in a position now in our wide receiver group? Are we still cool? I mean, of course we got John Brown coming here that we're going to talk about, but are we still cool?
I know. I think we're solid. I mean, I feel like we said, we're going to get into John Brown, but I feel like he could step in his shoes. And I feel like John Brown is I think he's a step, he's a step better than Nelson Aguilar. I feel like Nelson Aguilar was only really good because, I mean, our team and our scheme, I mean, coming from the Eagles, no one really thought of him as being a number one wide receiver. But, I mean, we're only paying John Brown 3-point-something mil, and I'd rather pay that than to pay Nelson Aguilar, $13 million a year. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with letting him go. I would have loved him coming back to the team, but I wasn't going to pay more than like $9 million, to be honest with you. But, I mean, that's just me. Again,
I was looking at single digits too, but yeah, go ahead.
My bad. No, I just want to give a quick shout out to Big Play Fave for the super sticker, the 1999 super sticker. Appreciate that, bro. Yes, sir.
Good stuff right there.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good, man. So it did put us in kind of a weird spot, I would say, just because now you're looking like that kind of just fills another need. I was hoping to bring him back. I mean, of course, there's always a number, and I thought they overpaid for him, so not bringing him back was probably a good call, I would say. It's unfortunate that he chose to go to New England because, in my opinion, nothing against Nelson Aguilar, and I love the work ethic that he put in this offseason of building chemistry with Derek Carr as soon as he was signed. I mean, he was like the first guy out there. It was him and Zay Jones. Zay Jones was already on the team, so he had a little bit of a head start. Nelly's out there practicing with him, and he comes out and he has, I don't want to say a breakout year because he's had a good year with the Eagles too, but after falling off a couple times, he comes to the Raiders, plays great, and gets a good payday. Now he's going to go to New England. He has a chance again. What is he, like 27? He has a chance again to cash out when he's 29 or 30 years old.
Exactly.
He could got another big contract. But unless if they're sticking with Cam Newton, I don't see that same production, and I feel like that's going to really hurt Nelly in the long run. But hey, you know what? I guess we got John Brown to talk about.
Unless they go and draft somebody in the draft like Mac Jones or something, then maybe. But we'll see. Again, shout out to Jake Peters for the $4.99 donation. He says, "You guys think we'll sign a free safety, or are we going to draft one and have two young bucks backs there? Youngins back there." Okay. I'm gonna just answer it real quick. I feel like there's a possibility we could sign a free safety in a free agency still, because there's still a lot of nice safeties that are available. Malik Hooker, Trey Boston, that'll come for the cheap. But if we don't, then I do see us getting a free safety in the draft. I don't know, in the first, second, third round, but I feel like there is a possibility there. Oh, damn. Shout out to everyone. My bad. I'm going to get through these real quick.
You can get through
I got a couple of super chats, man. I got to show some love to the Raidernation, man.
Show some love. That's what we're here, man.
Hey, shout out to, Tattoo by Matt. Okay, I'm butchering that. Shout out to you for the $2 donation. He says, Healthy Edwards going to take wide receiver 1 row. People sleeping. Ooh, I like that. I know that the Raiders really like Brian Edwards, and there was a report today saying that the Raiders actually like him more than Henry Ruggs. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if he's going to ball out this season. I can't wait to see that. LC Raider, shout out for the $5 donation. He says, I'm not the only one who's not impressed by Zay at all, right? I mean, I wasn't really impressed last season. He had a lot of time to mesh with Derek Carr during the offseason and didn't really show on the field. I mean, he does have a lot of, upside, but we just haven't seen it yet. I mean, unless I feel like he's going to be a depth receiver on our team.
I was
Anyways,
gonna
because we
say,
have,
luckily his disappointments in just his kind of his playing time, like he's just shuffled down the
yeah,
depth chart. You know what I mean? I think
yeah,
while he was out there, the targets that he got, I feel like he kind of made the most of them. That big
yeah.
catch, we were there. New Orleans, the
Oh, yeah,
Saints.
yeah, yeah. Against the Saints. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the big touchdown catch, the big hand sanitizer celebration. After that, we didn't
I
see a
think
whole lot of them, but a few
I
catches.
think they
But
put him on the bench when they made Marcus Mariota get an interception. I was like, damn, just joking. I was
you
like,
throw me
hey,
off
hey,
like,
you
oh
making
my.
my cousin look bad out there. You got to go sit on the bench. No, I'm just
Oh,
joking.
shit, man.
Again, and then last but not least, shout out to Isaac Hodges for the $5 donation. He says, do we kick the tires on Alejandro Villanueva or wait for the draft? Honestly, I don't know who
That's
Alejandro.
he's the offensive lineman from the Steelers.
Oh, okay. Did they let him go or something, or like he
Yeah,
just got
well, I
released?
think his contract's up with, and I think with everything that was going on with Big Ben, they were like
Oh,
tapped out. This is gonna be a hard year, and I think the thing is, I feel like there's gonna be even more veteran cuts too towards the end of the year.
oh yeah,
And maybe there's still time to pick up that right tackle, but I think in this case, I feel like we're gonna take the unpopular guy in the first couple rounds,
yeah.
and we're gonna pick a right tackle.
Oh,
At this
think
point,
so.
you know what I mean? Like, unless
Yeah,
something changes and we're able to sign
yeah,
a guy, I don't know. I don't necessarily see it. Eric Fisher's out there on the market.
yeah.
I don't see him coming over. And a lot of these guys, it's hard. There's a lot of tackles out there in the market, but they're so focused still on playing left tackle because they feel like
Yeah.
that's the
Rarely
premier
anybody's trying to play
position.
right tackle. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
we did turn Trent Brown into a right tackle, and that panned out for us,
I mean, hey,
But
you pay him like a left tackle, he probably play wherever he wants to. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, going into the draft, man, there's so many like good offensive linemen in the draft that we could draft in the first, second, third round. I mean,
Mhm.
the Raiders could go in so many different directions. I feel like that's why Mike Mayock and John Gruden were okay with making dismantling this offensive line, and because we already got people in place to replace them. But going into the draft to get a right tackle, I feel like that's the way to go.
But dude, speaking of dismantling the offensive line, right? We're going into Tuesday waiting on this Kyle Long news. Screw you again, Kyle Long. So we go in and then they announce that Rodney Hudson is going
Ooh,
to get. They announced that he's going to get released first, right? And that was the
yeah.
frustrating part
I was
because
like, what?
the first thing I'm doing is I'm going, wait a second. Last April 1st, April Fools, go figure. Last April, we restructured Rodney Hudson.
Rodney
right?
Hudson.
And the last thing you want to do whenever you restructure a player, it's like giving him a new contract. You don't want to cut him the next year. Like you're going to take a huge penalty.
Yeah.
And that's where we were sitting. If we would have cut him that day when they announced it, it would have cost us $2 more million than it would have been to keep him. Like that's bad. That's really bad. At that point, you just let him sit on the roster frustrated. Like, who cares at that point?
I know.
If you cut him later, it would have been 6.5. And trading him now would have been 1.5. But trading him with the post June 1st designation, which I think is what they're doing, I think we're able to save just a little bit. We're still going to take a small penalty. I don't know. What I saw 12 million dead cap. Either way, Rodney Hudson, like he's more than just a cap number to me. It really sucks because it's not the number that's hurting us right now. It's losing a dude that has really good chemistry with Derek. I'm not going to sit here and make it a sob show because there's also a part of me that's like, yo, he wanted to leave. I'm not going to, pay that much, homage to him whenever he wanted out. Is what it is. So be it. But man, it really hurts, dude. That really hurt the chemistry of our offensive line because he went through basically 2 units with us, and we had two pretty good offensive lines with both of them.
Man, I mean, it was surprising to me at first. Like I said earlier, like I did not see it coming at all. And when the initial news broke out, I know a lot of Raider fans were mad, and I was like mad too. I was pissed. I'm like, wait, why would they do this? Like I know. Well, we wouldn't even save that much money by cutting him, so why would they even think about releasing him? Exactly. But then when I found out later on that, like you said, he actually wanted to be released. And the Raiders, obviously the Raiders, they're going to respect him. He did his due diligence with the team already, but it just sucks that he wanted to leave. And I guess that he didn't like where the direction was going. I don't know how much fault goes into like John Gruden or whatnot, or if he just didn't like the team. Or I know that he's good friends with like Derek Carr. I mean, those two, like they've been together for a while. I mean, I think we picked them up, not too long after Derek Carr got drafted or before Derek Carr got drafted. But
it was, I think, maybe 2015, right? I think something like that.
Oh, the year after, yeah. And he's been the best center in the league, I would say. And with Derek Carr, they stuck together through all the highs and the lows, man.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is I'm just happy we got something out of it, instead
Yeah.
of like just releasing them straight up and getting nothing in return.
Ooh.
Shout out to my boy Raider Honcho for the $2.99 donation. Says just here to show love to the nation. That's hey, if you guys are not subscribed to Raider Honcho, go
I was
and
gonna
subscribe to
say,
his channel.
I just saw his
he's
channel pop up a couple days ago.
He's a new guy on the block, man. Bro, he's killing it on YouTube, man. Appreciate that.
He's making a presence. I'm not even hardly on YouTube watching videos anymore, and his stuff's popping up. I was like, hey, who's this guy? And his stuff's legit, so go sub.
Handle, man. Appreciate that, Honcho. But yeah, it was a surprising move overall, though.
Exactly. So then after that, I was actually mad. It's been a long time that I've been so mad that it was like post Raider loss mad. Hearing about that Rodney Hudson news.
Bruh.
No, it was I was on that level. Like I was tweeting things like this is
this
terrible.
Is serious. People thought that he was gonna retire because or whatnot.
I mean,
but
you just wouldn't believe that he'd want out. You know what I mean?
I don't know. You want to leave the nation, bro? To go where? I'm just joking, but
Shout out to John Gruden in the chat real quick.
John Gruden, man.
Defensive line coach. I don't know, man.
Hey.
I don't know if I can step away from YouTube right now, but I appreciate the offer. We'll have to.
It depends on how much you offering. I can step away from YouTube. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna probably just go get a Buckner and just say, hey, just do everything for me, and I'll just take the money.
Just give me the playbook. Hand over the playbook.
Just give me the playbook. I'm gonna just run it like Madden. Like, just do this play, guys. Honestly, I don't
Engage 8. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Exactly.
So
just rush the quarterback.
A little Band-Aid on the wound we got on Tuesday. This is still Tuesday. This is what's crazy. It was roller coaster. Went from all the way feeling like we're back on top of the mountain, and then we fall right off of it with Rodney Hudson. But we at least re-signed Nicholas Morrow. A little contract, just a 1 year, $4.5 million. I think he's just kind of seeking like another prove it year because next year, as everything inflates again, hopefully in cap space.
Yeah. I feel like that's why.
Yeah, so Nicholas Morrow's my dude, man, coming in undrafted. He's earned every bit of his snaps, and I mean, this year he played lights out, huh?
Oh man, I mean, he was our best linebacker last year.
Yeah,
he was the most. I mean, yeah, because our linebackers were up and down. Nick Ngakoue was solid too, but then he got injured a bit. Corey Littleton, I don't know, he was just like all over the place, but that could be due to like Paul Gunther and his
I don't think
defense,
you like Gunther's scheme,
yeah. But like you could tell, like when Gunther left, you could see Littleton. He showed some good things at the end of the season. So hopefully with Gus Bradley, we'll see more of it. But Nicholas Moore was a guy that I wouldn't have mind bringing back on to the team, and I felt like somewhere around $5 to $6 million was going to be where he would be asking for to bring him back. Last season we paid him 3.5, so I know he was going to look for at least a raise. But I feel like we got a solid linebacker here with Nicholas Morrow coming back. But he's solid, so he has a lot of upside. He's still young. So I feel like re-signing him, I don't know whether we should go out into the draft and get another linebacker or not. We do still have the special teams war daddy on the team. I keep forgetting about him, Tanner Muse. I can't wait to see what he's going to do in 2021. But I am happy that we brought back Nicholas Morrow, though. I mean, okay, I'm going to get ahead of myself over here. But yeah, I was about to talk about another player, but I was like, let me.
Oh, man. Shout out to the super chat. I love appreciate the donation.
Yep.
That's pretty much, I think, what we're going to do with linebacker. I guess I'll finish off what you're saying. I don't know that we'd have to address the need at linebacker anymore. Corey Littleton's the only thing that I hope he's not a disappointment based off what we paid him and brought him in and expected him to do. I still think there's all the chance in the world for him to flip it around because I feel like the last few games of the season last year where there was no Paul Gunther and we kind of let our guys play to their abilities and utilize them in the right ways. It seemed like Corey Littleton started to come out of his shell and you started seeing him playing a little bit more. You started seeing him kind of show up and being around the ball a lot more. And I think between him, Morrow, and Kwiatkowski, as long as these guys are healthy, along with the special teams war daddy in the background, I think we still have. I mean, Kyle Wilbur could come back. I doubt it.
Yeah.
With Tanner
Joku said Javin White is another guy. I know he's a bit undersized, but I know he got a lot of speed though. Javin White.
I wonder if what we're gonna do with if there's still kind of COVID stuff this year, but not as much as last year. I wonder if there's a way that we still keep like those. I really like the practice squad, but the protected practice squad players because Javin White, I think, is one of those. I'd love to keep him there.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen much from him, but I hear there's a lot of potential with him.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could still go into the draft and still draft a linebacker, but I don't think we have to do it in the first or second round. Maybe later on in the draft.
Good stuff. So we're sliding into Wednesday, and shout out to the chat, man. You guys are staying active. We're doing our best to keep up with all the comments from all the different channels. We got, I think, somewhere around 600 or something viewers total through all these channels. We're just going to keep on rolling because we're getting into Wednesday now, and we talked about him earlier. John Brown, we signed him to a 1-year deal, less than $4 million, like 3.75, I believe, if my numbers are right. Yeah. So
yeah, you're right.
I'm not going to say that he's like the Nelson Aguilar replacement because I see him as a little bit different wide receiver, but I feel like he can kind of fill the void. But I'm still not happy with this wide receiver group as a whole, unless I mean, if we're going off of how Henry Ruggs and Brian Edwards played last year, and I'm not saying they played bad, but when you lose your best ability or you don't have your best ability, and that's availability, and they can't be out there for all 16 games, and they can't play well, and they can't mesh, and they can't be out there on the field, I'm not going to be satisfied with it. So until they can go out this season and they can show that they're going to be out there every single game or every single snap and be available or be ready to play most of the time, I don't know that we have that position quite sealed. But hey, you wrap in Darren Waller and maybe we start to think, hey, maybe we do have our number one wide receiver. He's just disguised as a tight end.
As a tight end, yeah.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, it could totally work out. I mean, we had a really good offense. I'm still more focused on addressing the defense. So if we got to take a couple hits against the offense and get creative a little bit more on that side of the ball, I think that's what we got to do. We got to sacrifice.
I mean, initially, I didn't really I wasn't really happy about the John Brown move, but I was like, okay, they're making some type of move. I didn't know if they were still going to go out and get another wide receiver. I know there was names flying around, Kenny Golladay, Juju Smith, but to go out and get John Brown, I feel like it was a solid move for the Raiders, especially for the price that we paid him. He has a lot of speed still. He could take the top off of any defender out there when healthy. And I know last season was the only time he had a down season, but the year before that he had 1,000. He has 2 years under his belt with 1,000 yards. So I mean, I'm excited to see him, but I know what you mean. As our wide receiver core, we don't have that guy that people are looking at that's the wide receiver one. Yeah. But maybe it works out for us, Derek Carr doesn't have to force feed one person. He goes to whoever's out there, whether it's Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards. If he ends up being that guy for us, it could be him, John Brown, Hunter Renfrow. I feel like it takes the pressure off of it instead of going out and getting if we had OBJ in the squad and he gets mad that he doesn't get enough catches or whatnot.
Exactly.
But
I always worried about that too. Yeah.
There's always a pro and con to this, but real quick again, sorry. I just want to say shout out to Kenson Paris for the $199 donation. He says, "Hey Cody, where did you get that sick Raiders cup?"
Ooh. So
where did you get
it? That's a good question. So it was actually.
Is it a cup or is it a monster?
No, it's a tumbler. So it's got the little lid and it slides off and
nice.
Man, I got it from. It's like a 32 ounce too, man. This sucker's huge. It's Gorilla posted it on his Facebook page, and I couldn't. I don't know if I could tell you where I got it from, man, but okay. A guy averaging 50 receptions, man. I'm sorry to get back into John Brown. I'm so dug into this free agency class, I can't even hardly focus right now. It's John Brown, almost 50 receptions a season, almost 700 yards a season, averaging. He's there. He's going to be a dude. He's going to make a lot of big plays. But again, we're going to see what happens. But Wednesday, here we go. We got another super chat. What do you got there?
Yeah. Okay. I want to read them real quick. This one's from Mike Hawk. He's shout out for the $199 donation. He says, "I want to keep Tanner Muse as a nickel linebacker." Ooh.
He could
be. What do you think about that? He'd be in rotation, but he's most likely going to be a special teams guy until most likely.
Yeah. I mean, if we practice
until he could show out,
or did something, we have to keep him for the most part. I mean, what did we spend? Was it a 3rd round pick? It's gonna
fifth.
Was it a 5th?
Third. No, third. No, it was a 3rd.
He was one of our thirds, huh? We had 3 thirds.
Yeah, we had 3 thirds. Yeah.
So to spend that much on, or even spend any draft pick at all, and him not be able to be on the roster for the second season wouldn't be a very good look. Unless your name's Lynn Bowden. If you can trade him, whatever.
Bro, for real though, what?
Yeah, so there's
3rd round pick, just to send them out of here, for a 4th round pick. I'm like, what? But yeah, I mean, we still got Brian Edwards, so I'm excited for that. Shout out to Joey for the $5 donation. He says Littleton will step up, man. I'm taking Jock at 17 regardless. we can get a tackle in the third. It's deep with tackle. Our D line and linebackers would be fire. Hey, I mean, I like Jock, but I feel like we don't need to get him in the first round. If we don't get a safety or just a safety in free agency, I mean, that could be a position that we could go out and get. But you're right about getting a tackle because there's so many offensive linemen in this draft. So, yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm not even draft-wise. I'm not even all the way playing. I mean, you might have your eyes on some people. I'm not even plugged in yet because I'm waiting to see how we finish up this free agency class.
No, I feel it.
I'm thinking, like, if we can't land a free safety, I don't see how knowing like a John Gruden pick. I don't see how it's any other pick but a free safety or a right tackle. That's the frustrating part. What do we got there?
We got a $2 donation from Roy. I want to see more of Amik Robinson. I mean, you talked to this guy personally, so what do you think?
I mean, of course, I want to see more of him. I like his attitude and his spirit.
He got a lot of potential, man.
He does, and from everything I've been hearing, just from even like other players, it's just that he's good and he has that potential. It's just making the move, especially in the NFL, going from an outside corner in college to playing slot in the NFL. It's just a different change, like mentally. It's you're looking for different things. You're guarding wide receivers completely different than you are on the outside. And being able to make that change is going to be big. And I mean, it's not like he was a second or third round pick. I mean, he was late in the draft.
He was basically the last pick. So
so you got to let the guy develop, give him a couple years, and then see if he can start showing out those last year or two. If they pick up, I don't even know if he had an option on his contract or how that works late in the draft. But I like to see more of him too. Maybe he gets another chance here in 2021 to get out on the field here and there. I hope he's not. I don't want to like sound like I'm down to the guy, but I hope he's not like our number one option right now at slot corner. It seems like Nevin Lawson.
Yeah, he seems like a guy that might be for now, you know.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk about Nevin Lawson too much, but
yeah, no, we good off of it.
Yeah, I think he seems like the guy there for now, but I feel like there might be another. I mean, there's still like Darquez Denard. He's one of my favorite slot corners. If he can stay healthy and get out there on the field, I'd like to see him in there. But there's options. But Amik Robertson, man, he's on the radar always.
Yeah, and real quick, again, Joey, thank you for another $2 donation. He says, I get it, but the safety from TCU, is he worth 17? I think at this point, I think he is if we do not get a safety. But we don't have to get him. Like this safety,
Trayvon
Andre Cisco.
Yes, that seems
he's a solid dude too.
There's a lot of one of my favorites.
There's a lot of solid safeties in the draft. Like safeties and offensive linemen, we could get like in the second, third rounds if we don't go in the first round. So I mean, that first round is kind of open right now. So
exactly,
I wouldn't mind him though on the Raider Nation, but we'll see.
Hey, I'll take anybody and everybody. We need to fill some gaps. John Brown took care of finally. Yeah, it seemed like we finally took care of our offensive line little game of musical chairs that we were playing. We brought in and we re-signed almost back-to-back Denzel Good and Richie Incognito. And that's basically that does it right there. We later shipped off Gabe Jackson for a 5th round pick, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah. He came for a 5th round pick.
Yeah, so I mean, getting something out of that, taking that cap hit away was big. Bringing in Denzel Good and Richie Incognito was great. I don't even know what they're even taking up now. What, maybe like $5 million or something in cap space, the two of them.
Oh, for both of them? I think. Right here, Denzel Good signed a 2-year, $8 million contract, and Rich Incognito is a 1-year, $2.6 million. So yeah, together they're like $6 million. Yeah, 6.5, which that's not bad for two good guards or whatnot.
Richie could have a couple years in him. Like you never know. He could play this year, and if he can stay healthy, like he could have another 1-year contract.
Yeah, I mean he wants to be a Raider, and that's what I love, man. Like,
and we if you want to be a Raider. Throw John Simpson in there.
We have John Simpson. We got Lester Cotton, you know. So, I mean, we got our offensive line. I mean, their names doesn't just pop out, you know, but I feel like they're solid. And under Tom Cable, I do trust him to, you know, put these guys in the best position for offensive line.
Yeah, so after we re-signed those guys, that was whenever the Rodney Hudson thing was announced, from being released to being traded. Rodney in a 7th, and we got a 3rd pick in return from Arizona. I'm honestly just glad, and I'm always going to be salty against the Chiefs. I don't really care what they have to say about that. I'm just glad that he didn't, because I was almost for sure if we released him, he was going to go play for Kansas City and go back there and try to win a Super Bowl. And that's not what That was not in. Oh man, if that was in the cards, I would have been really frustrated, and he would have went from. I'm still wishing him the best in a way, in a sense, but that would have like really taken the wind out of my sails in the Rodney Hudson thing, and just been like, you know what,
Yeah,
screw it, I don't even care what happens at this point. You know what I mean? So,
for real
oh,
though.
man. But hey, Arizona Cardinals, they're stacking up over there.
Yeah,
It's a little scary.
they trying to win this year, man. The way they've been looking.
AJ Green,
AJ
DeAndre
Green, you got Rodney
Hopkins.
Hopkins still.
Didn't they bring back Patrick Peterson too? That's who I wanted. That's one of
No,
my
no, no,
targets
no.
that I
Patrick
really
Peterson went to
Oh, he ended up signing somewhere
Vikings.
else, huh?
Vikings, I think.
Vikings. That's right.
Yep, 1 year, $10 million. Whew.
Dang. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
little steep price.
that's a lot of money. Real quick, again, sorry. Just shout out to Kenson Paris. He says, I really like Hafunga from USC, 3rd round maybe. I like him too. And that's another Oos right there. So,
oh, there you go.
and then Salvador Godinez. He says, why not draft Michael Parsons in the 1st, draft the safety in the 2nd, draft defensive lineman and offensive lineman in the 3rd round? I mean, why not? I wouldn't mind that.
I still want to see how the rest of free agency shakes out, because who knows? I mean, if you can move on from Marcus Mariota, like there could even be a trade in the cards. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
we could get another pick from him.
Dude, or even I mean, even if it's separate acquisitions, like say we somehow, even if we release them, right, and we get a chunk of change, that opens us up in an area to maybe trade and fill another need in another way, or go sign somebody else that's still out there. I still feel like we have one good move left in us before the free agency period's over, before we start even looking at, who are we going to pick in the first few rounds of the draft.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude, Wednesday was nuts. So we went in and not only took care of our offensive line, I felt like we also took care of our interior and pass rush depth of our defensive line. And I was signing first defensive lineman Solomon Thomas, 1 year, $5 million. I myself feel like he's a Cleveland Farrell type player, can kind of be versatile around the defensive line. What do you think about this pickup?
I was okay with it. I wasn't mad about it. I know a lot of Raider Nation was like, yo, this dude is trash. Especially like even Niner fans that like family members that I know is like, dude, you guys wasted money on him. He's a bust. But I mean, I always say like I've been optimistic with the Raiders signings ever since, the past couple of years of who we've signed in the past. Like Nelson Aguilar, when he came to the team, he was considered a bust. Mm-hmm. And the Raiders somehow figured out a way to use him the best way that they could. But Solomon Thomas coming to the Raiders, I just feel like adds more depth on that defensive line. I feel like the more, the better, Yeah. And I feel like under Gus Bradley, I mean, this guy, especially if we play him in the defensive tackle position, I guess I think that's where he flourishes the most instead of putting him on the edge. So you put him alongside of Maurice Hurst. We still got, other guys, Jonathan Hankins and whatnot on this defensive line, and he could come in as a rotational defensive lineman. I think it'll help out the team. So I like the move overall. I'm not going to say any move is really that bad, but until they show me, so hopefully Solomon Thomas could be that guy that we all hope Malik Collins is going to be for his last season. So that's
you can't sign all starters. You know what I mean? Like you can't just bring these guys in. And
we can't just go sign every single good player in free agency. We got to get some depth on this defensive line.
Yeah. So let's see. Shout out to Cali Gonzalez. If we want to win the Super Bowl, then we have to sing. Let's see. Oh, I'm guessing that's a typo. Sign the best in free agency. No more bums, Gruden. That needs to be a hashtag. Hashtag no more bums, Gruden. We don't want any more bums.
No more bums. We need players. You know what I mean?
And I mean, you have to sign depth. Solomon Thomas is one of them. Like I said, I see him as that Cleveland Farrell type. Nothing wrong with having two guys that can move all around the defensive line. And then after that, bringing in a defensive tackle, Quentin Jefferson, 1 year, $3.25 million. Investing more money in our defensive line is never going to hurt. It's something we finally need to do. No. There's one thing that is hurting us that you can't compare this to, and I will say Solomon Thomas is going to have equal or more production than Carl Nassib. And we're hanging on to a pretty penny with Nassib. What is he, like $8.5 million a year or something like that?
Yeah, I believe they're trying to restructure his contract right now. So,
well, they better.
I mean. Yeah,
like
so
to
we'll
5
see.
mil, right? 4 or 5 mil. I think
somewhere around that.
Number, right around there. So
yeah, somewhere around there.
Quentin Jefferson comes in. He was a later round pick by Seattle, but was kind of a standout in Seattle at one point. And then the Bills signed him last year. And from what I remember, they signed him, I believe, last year. The Bills signed him last year to the same size contract that the Raiders just signed him to. So Seems like he's kind of just holding his worth and will be a good rotational piece to Mo Hurst. We just brought back Jonathan Hankins, who, of course, I guess we'll talk about him too. But I feel like defensive line, for the most part, finished. I think it's finished.
Yeah. Real quick, I didn't want to miss this guy's super chat. Raider Kraken. He says, "What do you think about safety Hamza?" I'm not gonna say the last name, from Florida State in the third. He's a solid guy too. I know he's coming off of an injury. I mean, I wouldn't mind any safety. I mean, if the Raiders could draft well, I think it'd be good for the team. Shout out to Brian Cantu for the $1 donation, and then Joey DeFora for the $2 donation, saying, "We get coach safety. Are we taking safety at 17?" You talk about Malik Hooker. I still think that we would take a safety. Oh, well, maybe not in the first round, but maybe later on in the rounds. And I don't know if you want to talk about this. I just want to go through it real quick before I miss them.
Get after
and
it.
then,
I'm telling you. Samoan Raiders here for the fans, man. He's bringing.
Hey, man, because I was like, man, I know if you guys are paying money, I don't want to overlook your guys' super chat. You know,
I like that. Yeah,
so I got a $10 donation from AZ Raider 12. He says they also said that Darren Waller was a bust as well. Just saying, you're right. You guys, you're right. I mean, he was basically not going to play football, you know, but the Raiders saw something in him, and he ended up being one of, if not the best tight end in the NFL. So, yeah, that's all the super chats that I have. So just want to, but yeah, what do you think about Darren Waller? Like, real quick, I guess. I mean, the
only thing I will say, I guess I will say the difference, I guess, with Darren Waller would be it's not like he didn't change from like just like sucking at football to being better at football. Like he had something like in his real life that was like hindering his ability to play football, I guess you could say. That's the only difference. But you never know. Maybe somebody else is too, and maybe they can, get their head right based off whatever it is and dig more into football and, I don't know, maybe John Gruden motivates them to get out there and do a little bit better. And I think, we've done it in certain cases, even like Nelson Aguilar. I mean, we've kind of flipped him around. He was a bust. Booker. Yeah, Devontae Booker, we've had him. So,
that's why I'm always optimistic, man, about all these signings. I don't want to say they're trash because they could turn out to be one of our best players,
Yeah, I just leave them on a teeter-totter sometimes. Like, okay, it could be good, or this is kind of where they struggle with. But, I mean, a lot of these guys, it's hard for me to see the glass half empty. Just play out and see. And I'm not going to say I know more than even Mike Mayock and John Gruden. They see something in these guys, and that's why they give them the money. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt as well. End of the day on Wednesday, that's where the trade for Gabe Jackson went through on Thursday. So this is the Marcus Mariota stuff started coming up. We're talking about, taking pay cuts, whatnot. Then we go out and we sign Kenyan Drake.
Ooh.
2-year, $11 million contract. Everyone's like, whoa, $5.5 million a year for a backup running back? What are you talking about? What are you talking? You're going to pay the backup running back more than the starting running back? What's wrong with you?
Exactly.
And then the real numbers came out, and I think he has a base salary of 1.25. He had bonus of 1.7. So it's like a $3 million cap hit this season.
Something like that. Yeah.
So it's the same. So it's the same as Jacobs. Let's hit this super chat here. Shout out to Watts Raider. What do you think about Carr and Jacobs having 39 combined touchdowns, but Carlson kicking 35 field goals? You see, now that is, again, this offseason. Last year, I felt like our improvement on offense needed to be Derek Carr and John Gruden being able to connect more and opening up the playbook and taking more shots downfield. And we did that. But for whatever reason, I don't know what happened, we started to lose our red zone chemistry. So they have a new project this offseason, in my opinion, and that's to go out there and see how we can get inside the 20 or the 10 and ensure that we score every single time.
Score touchdowns. That's what we struggled the most last season, man. Which is crazy.
And don't get me wrong, we see the high percentage of field goals in the red zone. The reason our numbers are not percentage, but just the high amount of field goals in the red zone, the reason ours is also so high is because our offense is just so efficient at moving the ball down the field. If they were just half as efficient at scoring the ball in the red zone as they were moving the ball into the red zone, we'd be a top 3 offense in the NFL.
Exactly.
That's the frustrating part. So the reason there's so many field goals in there is because we're so easily able to move the ball down the field and get into red zone territory a lot more than other NFL teams. I mean, lot more.
like you said, man, imagine if those field goals were actually touchdowns and those were extra points,
That's all we
That'd be
need,
crazy.
dude. That's it. Like,
Exactly.
just you figure that out. You drop some more red zone stuff. You get Kenyan Drake in there. Maybe he has a little bit of this. We keep hearing the Joker role, right? He's gonna be the new Joker. I'm so tired of hearing that name, but if he can
especially
be a little bit.
But I do trust. I can't wait to see what they do with Kenyan Drake, though. I heard that he's not considered a backup running back. They consider him as a, like another weapon. He can play wide receiver.
They're
And
saying that, but how would you? I mean, okay, here's my thinking on that.
Yeah.
Because how would you feel on a third down situation? How would you feel about Kenyan Drake in the slot instead of Hunter Renfrow? Like just because he can do both doesn't mean I want it. You know what I mean? Or I mean, who are you going to pull off the field? You get Henry Ruggs and Bryan Edwards out there. You got Renfrow and Waller. I mean, are you going to line out 5 wide? And who else are you going to put? John Brown or
Wildcat.
Kenyan Drake? I mean, yeah, because he did have.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different. I don't know, but
again,
I don't know
what
what they're
going to do. Yeah,
I can't wait to see. But John Gruden, you can't say all this without opening up that playbook. Like, if we're still gonna run the same thing, like, and if we have a Joker role, like, what are you gonna have him do? Like, just block for Jess Jacobs or something like that? But I mean, I don't know. But I'm excited to see what they will do with him. I don't know what they will do with him. I guess they could say just Joker role, but yeah. Real quick, again, I got so many super chats. Shouts to everybody for the super chats and supporting the channel and whatnot.
Yeah.
Joey, again, he says, any update on Sherman and Thomas as a combo? No update on it. I just know that the Raiders are interested in Richard Sherman. Earl Thomas, I wouldn't mind bringing on over here for a cheap deal, a prove-it deal or a veteran minimum if we don't get anybody else. Jameson Reese says, we shouldn't have Thomas play edge because when watching him in San Francisco, he struggled there. I think the best bet is putting him in his original spot. I agree with you 100%. That's why I said that I feel like he'd be a better player at a defensive tackle position. So instead of playing on the outside, we have enough edge rushers right now. So I feel like that's the perfect spot for him. But thank you for the $5 donation. Mike Morris says no one liked the Crabtree signing at first either.
I didn't
exactly.
like it. I didn't like it.
You know what's funny? I like before that happened.
You said you liked every signing, so I believe you.
I know. Well, except for the Eli Apple signing last year. That was probably one of the only ones I didn't like.
Yeah.
No, but the time that happened, I remember he was a wide receiver that a lot of people were talking about, and they were like, no, hell no. I was like, give him a chance, man. And man, I think he was a better Raider than he was a Niner, but that's just me.
Shout out to
John Jones. Stuart Taylor. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. You can read that one.
Matthias. Shout out to your boy Matthias watching too. So go ahead. Anyways.
My bad. John Jones, thank you for the $5 donation. He says, if Devontae Smith is there at 17, do we take him? I don't think he's going to be there at 17. But if he was there,
but yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Like, if Devontae Smith was there at 17, would you take him? It's kind of tough.
I mean, I feel like, can we I don't know. I just don't know if we'd have a role for him at this point. Otherwise, we just wasted a first-round draft pick in Ruggs.
On Henry Ruggs, yeah.
I mean, I don't see him getting there. I see him taking high, and unless he gets put in the right system, like it depends on the offense that he goes to. Like if he goes to a high-powered offense with a good quarterback and is put in a good situation, he'll do good. If you just throw him in the NFL and expect him to be the workhorse, he's not gonna be. You know what I mean? That's gonna be the difference. Just because he was at Alabama or whatever, it ain't gonna work over here. So
I feel it. I got one more. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good, dude. Knock him out, man. This ain't just my show. It's a collaboration, bro. It's a collaboration. Do your thing.
Okay, yeah, I need to chill with the super chest. No, I'm just joking. Shout out to Steve for the $1.99 donation. He says bigger breakout season, Edwards or Morrow. I think it's Bryan Edwards. What do you think? I feel like Morrow's gonna be good for us, but I feel like as a breakout season, I'd go in Bryan Edwards' corner.
Yeah, I think it has to be at this point, especially with what we're looking at. I'd like to see him. I just want to see Edwards stay healthy. If Edwards would stay healthy,
that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
Then I think we're just fine, and there's not even to worry about. Like, I mean, I think he's just gonna go out there and just make some plays. And I feel like Morrow's kind of already had his, I don't want not his ceiling, but he's just kind of he'll just be playing good. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. We had one last signing. Let's talk about him real quick. Nick Martin. So we bring in Nick Martin, center. old Houston Texan, right? Saying, I think we got
Yep.
some camp competition here a little bit. I'd still maybe give the edge to Nick Martin, being a 4-year starter and not giving up too many sacks throughout those 4
Mhm.
years and being reliable and being out there just about every single game. I think he only missed like 2 games or something in the 4-year span. I think that kind of just trumps everything over Andre James, unless Andre James can get in there during camp. And it's going to come down to, in my opinion, taking snaps with Derek Carr. And if he can prove that, or if Derek can choose probably who he's more comfortable with taking snaps, and then, of course, mixing with the coaches and seeing how they're doing on, pass blocking and run protection, or pass protection and run blocking, if I can say that right, then I think that's how the decision's made. But right now I'm giving the upper edge to the I guess the 4-year starter. But they seem to be pretty high on Andre James, man. If he can
I would have to go. I would have to go in James's corner on this one. So
okay.
I feel like there's a reason why they're. I'm sorry. There's a reason why they were okay with letting Rodney Hudson go. I guess they did like Andre James stepping in for him, and like since he's been learning under Rodney Hudson for a while now, so I feel like I would have to give the edge to James. In the only game that he did start for the Raiders, he did a solid job for the team. So I mean, as of right now, with the chemistry that he has with the Tom Cable and with the team and with Derek Carr, it would have to be Andre James for me. I mean, anything could happen in training camp. There is going to be a good competition to see who's going to step out. And I mean, obviously, Nick Martin has the experience, but Andre James has a higher ceiling, I think so. So that's just me. I mean, we'll see what happens from here on out. But
I like either one. I mean, whoever wins the competition, I'm trusting it. Absolutely trusting. If Andre James is the guy, it's kind of cool that he came from a tackle in college and has switched over and has kind of just done everything. Center. Yeah, and when I talked to Trent Sieg, him talking about taking long snap practices and learning to do that, it's like, man, the guy must be willing to learn and open book and could be the dude. Only thing, he's pretty tall, isn't he? I feel like
Martin?
He's pretty. Andre James. I feel like he's pretty tall, so we'll see how that adjusts.
I thought he was short.
Was he? Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Without numbers in front of me, I guess it's I don't know.
He probably is tall. You know what? He's tall.
Could be a little taller. I don't know. Probably taller than Rodney Hudson, that's for sure. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Rodney Hudson was sure, but he was stocky though. Shout out to Joey again for the $5 donation, man. You might as well give us your whole stimulus check at this point.
Hey,
I'm just joking. I'm just joking with you. He says Crosby, Irving. I forgot about David Irving. He's another guy on the defensive line too.
Yeah.
That we re-signed. Klee, Ngakoue. Is it?
Yeah, Ngakoue.
Ngakoue starting. Irving will step up big time. Hankins will stay fresh. What do you guys think? Shout out my sons Kaiser and Carter. Oh, shout out to your sons Kaiser and Carter, man.
Hey, let's go.
Hey.
Man, there's a lot going on there. This is and we have a lot of defensive linemen on the roster too. I feel like compared to all of the positions, we have a lot of holes to fill everywhere else. David Irving's a guy that I felt like needed to get back in game shape, and I just feel like he wasn't quite ready. You know what I mean? So maybe he is now. So give him a full off season, get him back in the building, a full season, and he can be another solid. We could have a lot of rotational pieces.
Dude,
and I feel like there's going to be one of these names that we just talked about tonight that won't even be on the roster week 1 just because we got so much depth.
Exactly. Oh, damn, the super chats, guys. You guys are killing it right now. Shout out to Big Play Fave for the $4.99 donation. It says, I think Mo Hurst will have a breakout year under Bradley. There's a possibility, I would say.
I mean, better than with Gunther. At this point, I mean, he set the bar so low. Raider fans, it's not going to take much.
Yeah, it's not going to take much for anybody. I mean, our defense could be top 20 and like, oh my gosh, he's the best defensive coordinator in a while. You know,
it's like an extra turnover a game, and like we're on cloud 9.
For reals, though.
What we got going on through here? So free agents that we lost. I don't know if you want to catch up on your super chats a little bit too, but free agents that we lost overall: Nelson Aguilar, Devontae Booker, Tack McKinley, Tyrell Williams, Eric Harris. I think that's it so far. How are we feeling, dude? I feel like there's really no love lost. I mean, Nelson Aguilar a little salty about, but
that's about the only person I think I was like, but everybody else. That left, I was okay with,
Mayock's
and the
finally
Rodney
kinda,
Hudson one.
yeah, they've kind of got
But,
us in a position to where, oh yeah, I guess that's through trade and whatnot, but I feel
uh-huh.
like we're kind of in a position with contracts and everything. Like we're not like letting these guys, good players, go. We're just trying to retain whoever we can. Ever since someone else, we're doing our best now.
Yeah,
So let's
exactly.
how much more time you got in you, Simone? Raider, you want to go another 5 minutes or so? Wrap up a few
Yeah,
more of these
yeah, that's
questions.
fine.
Cool.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
wrap
yeah.
up. Let's wrap up some of these questions and see what else we got. Drop in your last notes. See what we got.
Oh, you know
We've been
what,
going
guys?
over an hour now. Oh
I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about the giveaway real quick.
Set
Before
up
we
your
answer all your
giveaway.
questions, I'm gonna basically the giveaway again is sponsored by for me, it's sponsored by OneNationFanwear.com. He's giving away a hat, a shirt, and a mask. And the only way to win is just answer the question correctly. I'm gonna just ask a simple question, and the first one to answer it wins the prize. So when you guys are ready, throw up those thumbs up buttons in the chat so we know you guys are ready for this prize.
Man.
And while I'm waiting on that,
Pop
this dude
quiz.
E2 a Raider has been asking the same question for the last 10 minutes. He says, Cody, where did you get that Raider sign?
Oh shoot! Maybe I need to pay more attention to the chat. Gosh dang!
I was just trying to read it like I know he wants to know, but I was
must
like,
be.
ask Cody.
I wish I could. There's a lot of people that have asked me about this. I wish I could answer, but it's a. I found it on. It was like Let Go or something like that, and it was like a.
Oh, what?
The dude? Yeah, the dude didn't even. He bought it from a dude that made it a long time ago, and he's just had it for like 3 years. I bought it from him used and brought it over. But there's a lot of guys. You look them up, Raider Nation. Look up LED Raider signs, and there's a lot of people that they even make custom ones. They just
Hey, that's
like
a
lay
dope
it.
sign though. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie though.
they lay vinyl over it, dude, and just
Oh, that's dope though.
light it up. So it's legit. Are we getting some thumbs
For
up
sure.
in here, man?
Yeah,
Are
we
we
got a
ready
lot
for
of
this
thumbs up in there.
giveaway?
Okay, I think you guys are ready for the
Woo!
giveaway.
Pop quiz. I can win,
right.
right? Let me get the chat. Come on, let me get my keyboard.
Nah, I already gave you the answer before this. And okay. Yeah, obviously no KC trolls can win this gear because I know we have one or two of them in here. So you guys can't win it. No, I think it's Hefe. Hefe's on everybody's live stream. So I only know him because of Graphic. He's always in Graphic's live stream. But
okay.
Anywho, I'm going to answer this question. And the first person I see, I'm going to throw it on the screen. I know it might show up differently, but whatever shows up on our screen is going to win the prize from One Nation Fanwear. So the question is, who was Derek Carr's first touchdown pass to in the regular season and his first career touchdown in the regular season?
Ooh, Jerry Rice. No?
Tim Brown. Antonio Brown.
Oh, man. Yeah,
let's see.
Who
man.
There's going to be a little delay, so there's about a 5-second delay already.
No. I see a couple of names. No.
Oh, I saw one.
No. Oh, yeah, I got it. Oh,
DJ.
Read it. Who was it again?
I think I got DJ underscore Young 0624.
Yeah, okay. That's how I got him. Shout out to DJ. Did I put it on the screen? What the heck?
Let me see if I can find it here.
Okay, there we go. Oh, it's not even showing.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, there we go. It was like a little late. Is it showing right now?
That's the winner. Yep, that's the winner. You got
him. There we go. Shout out to DJ underscore Youngboy 0624. It was Ross Streeter against the New York Jets, I believe so. In the game we almost won. I still remember the play like it was yesterday. But shout out to DJ underscore Youngboy. Or why did I say Youngboy? It's Young. DJ underscore Young.
Young boy. He's a rapper.
Young boy. But shout out to you. Hey, hit me up on my you could hit me up on Instagram at Simone Raider or email me SimoneRaider@gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat too. Just send me your information and I will give your information over to my guy at One Nation Fanwear. So
I will confess. Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Plug your information.
Oh no, I was just gonna say again, congratulations to DJ for winning this little giveaway.
Yeah. I love it.
So yeah.
Shout out to One Nation Fanwear too for putting that up. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Just One Johnny. Again, if you guys want to go grab some merch from them, I'm actually rocking their Kenny Stabler snakeskin t-shirt right here. So if you guys, there's a lot of great things over there, and I think he said that there was 20% off of everything on the store. So if you guys, hey, there's a deal going on right now. So if you guys want to go, you guys, I know a lot of you guys got your stimmy checks, so I mean, you guys might as well go spend it over there.
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
he doesn't only give away gear, guys. Go buy some. Go buy it.
Yeah, go buy some. So shout out to Just Win Johnny again. He's in the chat right now too. One Nation Fanwear. So again, DJ, hit me up. I put my I put my Gmail in the comments below, and then or hit me up on Instagram.
We somehow got it collaborated together. It looks like I commented into it. That's
Oh, did
funny.
it?
Yeah, something like that. Unless it, I might have commented as you into yours. I don't know. It's
Oh,
good old
okay,
YouTube.
okay.
That's smart. That's smart. This little multi-streaming platform here.
For
So,
sure. Yeah.
man, good stuff. Shout out to Raidernation. I appreciate you guys tuning in for this long haul. I mean, we're going on an hour and 10 minutes now, live streaming. I've been looking forward to, man, collaborating with you again.
I know,
It's been
man.
almost a year now. So, we got to keep this thing going and get back into we got some draft stuff coming up. We can.
Ooh, we got something planned for the draft. So Raider Nation, man, look out for it, man.
Make sure you're sub to both of our channels, man.
Yeah,
if
both.
You're watching
both.
from mine, go look.
It might not even only be us too. We might have more people on here too. So it's gonna be a whole draft party live on YouTube. You know, so. Keep a lookout for it, and don't forget to, if you're a part of my channel, don't forget to go sub to RAIDERCODY and vice versa. So I mean, hey,
woo, good stuff. Simone Raider, appreciate you joining me, man. Doing this little
hey man, I appreciate you having me, man.
And we're let's do something soon, maybe before the draft, and some prospects or something that we should draft. Maybe we can do that, and then we'll do something live for the draft. I don't know. Drop in the comments as we're closing out. Drop some suggestions. What do you want to see?
And don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. I know you guys are in both of our chats, so hit the like button on both channels, just to help out both channels out.
Yeah,
I know Cody works hard,
and then jump over to his and hit the thumbs up on his too.
Smash those like buttons right now. You know what I mean?
Two-time us. It's okay to two-time us right now. Both of us love.
Shout out to Joey one more time. He gave another $5 donation. He said, "I wish I got that stimmy check." LOL. But I appreciate all your guys' channel love and support. You guys hitting up the games this year. Let's link. Turn up. Hey, we might. I think Cody's you season ticket holder. So
yeah, but I'm gonna be there. We're working through some things right now with the Wynn Hotel. So the Wynn Hotel, resort and everything. That's
they making big moves over there.
Yeah. So we're trying to do some cool stuff. We're trying to set up probably I'd say a handful of watch parties down there in Vegas. I'm gonna try and pick my idea in my head is the 4 biggest games in Vegas next year. Holding some watch parties, man. They got a gigantic studio going in there ready for a watch party, and we're going to be ready to go. And you already know my guy here, Simone Raider. I'm already trying to plug him in with this and see what
we might have to link up again. Again, one more time. Shout out to Matthew Armstrong for the $5 donation. Everybody trying to send the super chats right before we leave. Telling you guys, man, get on Discord so you guys can take live call-ins. Hey, we might think about it. We'll talk about it.
Hey,
I know Cody's more of the tech savvy guy here, so we'll see what's up.
I take more risks. That's it. I have more technical difficulties, but I take more risks.
Hey, why not, man?
Good stuff. So are we good? Are we all caught up on the super chats for now? If we miss one at the end, I'm sorry. Appreciate you guys, but until next time, we'll see you guys.
Yep. All right, y'all.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.